that DPS appears to be the lead on this. They are the ones directly behind this car. Does that tell you that this is likely someone who may have just been pulled over on the freeway itself?
No, there's so many scenarios that could have happened. For example, a local department could have been trying to stop this vehicle for some reason, or there was information given out from the local department, and the person driving that vehicle may have jumped on the freeway to get away from something that occurred that would have been under local jurisdiction. So it's hard to know what the beginning was. At this point, once DPS may have spotted the car or whether it was their incident, we have to assume at this point that they're in charge, and hopefully it'll end peacefully and very soon.
And Andy, for our viewers that are watching, just tuning in, we're watching this police pursuit, which is going very slow now, maybe coming to an end at any moment. We're going to stick with it for a while. Typically, we see 3 DPS patrol cars and the car that's being chased. What's happening behind there? Are there DPS troopers or other law enforcement agency vehicles that are keeping the traffic from coming up on that vehicle and the DPS cars that are involved in the pursuit?
Yeah, any other law enforcement vehicles that are available and around are either blocking the entrance routes onto the freeway, or they're part of a back group that's maybe up to a half a mile or a mile behind, slowing all the traffic down to create as much of an open, available space as possible. Because obviously at this point, just continuing, eventually the suspect or suspects in that vehicle will run out of gas, or the vehicle mechanically will fail, and then it'll just be law enforcement around to engage, and not any innocent civilians.
What does your training tell you about the 1 or 2 most common reasons why someone simply won't stop? It seems like one that we continually run into is someone has a warrant for their arrest. They don't want to face what they already know is coming to them.
Well, there are 3 things that are the main reasons. One is what you mentioned. They have a warrant for their arrest. The second is impairment. The third is that they've just committed a crime. And those are the 3 main areas that account for most of the causes that, you hear for reasons of someone doing that.
I can't be sure, but I think they may be going under where the 101 and the 202 intersect at this point. I think what you're looking at are some of the overpasses and underpasses where that happens right now. So that driver continues to head east on the 202, going under the 101 right now, and then they'll start getting into Mesa. But you can see that car continues to go very slowly. Joe saw them throw out some stop sticks a little while ago. We're not sure how much that might have damaged the car, but it has slowed visibly since that instance happened. So we're assuming there was some damage to the car by those stop sticks.
Yeah, I think what you're going to see is, since it's in a very safe position right now for everybody, that the law enforcement officers will let that go on as long as they possibly can without having to try to take some kind of action. And hopefully that vehicle will stop itself, or that person will just give up. But they'll probably try and hold what they have right now, because they're doing a really good job, really a great job of keeping the freeway clear.
Yeah, it would appear that way. And something else to keep in mind here is there's so much attention right now on the West Valley with all this traffic heading that direction. And at least this is happening in an area where you would think the traffic may be thinning out. This continues to head east. And so that is also probably in the officers' favor. They can control this a little better, hopefully. And as you can see, they've done a good job of keeping these freeways clear. There are likely, 2 or 3 other steps ahead that we don't know about that they are taking to, again, keep these freeways clear and prevent any other possible chain reaction issues.
Yeah, the other thing they're doing is preparing for the worst to happen. Let's say things change in a moment. So aside from the officers involved in the pursuit, others are preparing for whatever contingency might happen from this point forward.
And that would be some sort of a weapon, Andy, being drawn?
Sure. Yeah, if there's one or more persons in that vehicle and they have weapons, or they, there's something else they're thinking about doing, that you have to be prepared for that action. So the other thing that's happening is law enforcement is preparing for that contingency as well.
If you're watching right now, they are 202 eastbound, which means they just went onto the 101, so they're coming up on Dobson, Alma School, and Country Club. And Andy, if you take a look at the driver's front tire, left front tire, it definitely looks like he's riding on his rims right now.
Yeah, it's not going to be too much longer, and something will have to happen. So hopefully they'll just give up.
And look, the slow nature of this pursuit could kind of draw you into a lull to think, okay, this is somewhat harmless. But I guess we shouldn't forget, this is someone who simply is not wanting to cooperate with officers. And it remains a pretty volatile situation because the further they go, the more they are proving that they don't care that they've got DPS officers right behind them with the lights blaring and they need to pull over. They don't care at all. And so I would imagine whether this is a high speed or a slow speed, some of the same potential issues are in play.
Yeah, and I don't want to speculate on what it might be, but what it seems to me at this point is it's someone that is very able to think about what kind of actions they want to take. They're driving within the lanes. They're not swerving all over the place. So I don't know what kind of impairment there might be, but there's certainly whoever is driving that vehicle is trying to control things, and that indicates that it may be somebody that has had prior contact with law enforcement and might be having some kind of a plan and trying to figure out, you know, if there's anything they can do to try to get away from the position they're in now, which is a very negative one for the person driving that vehicle, but it's a good one still for law enforcement. So at some point, you know, they're going to wait and see what the actions of the driver of the vehicle that's doing what they're doing is going to decide what to do, and that action will lead to the conclusion.